Hello, this is Devasena Thiyagarajan. I am from Department of Computer Science with the Cognitive Systems. I am going to take um, object-oriented programming concepts in Java programming. So, object-oriented programming concepts is not at all specific to a particular language like Java programming. It is common to all the languages which is implementing this object-oriented concepts. For example, the C++, Python, Java and C#, everything is implementing this object-oriented programming concepts. So it includes classes and Java. First, object-oriented programming is a methodology or paradigm to design a program using classes and objects. For what purpose we are using this object-oriented programming concepts means it simplifies the software development and maintenance by providing some concepts. What are all the concepts, important concepts behind this object-oriented programming is classes and objects, inheritance, polymorphism, abstraction and encapsulation. What is class? Class is a blueprint for creating an object. For example, if we are going to construct one house, so for that house, first what we could do, we could make a plan for that house where we are going to fix our kitchen, our bedroom, how many bedroom it will have, and then the living room. So everything we have to set a plan for that house initially. So that design is called class. So it is the blueprint of the blueprint for creating an objects. So collection of objects is called class. It is a logical entity. Class does not have doesn't consume any spaces. Okay, since it is the logical entity, it will not going to consume any space in your memory. So simple example for class. This is the class demo. Okay, public static void main. This is the main method inside the class. Here I have written the simple message hello world. Okay, what are the things a class could have means it can contain fields, methods, constructors, blocks and nested class and their interfaces. Okay, so what are objects? Objects is the real world entity. It contains its own properties, that is its state and behavior. Okay, it is a physical or logical entity. Hence, it will occupy space in your memory. Okay, we can an object can be defined as a instance of a class. So, for a class, we can create several instances. I will tell you about this later. Okay, an object contains an address and takes up some space. Since it is taking up some space in the memory, it has some address. Through this address, we are going to identify that object in our memory. Example for the object is a dog. A dog is an object, okay, because it has states like color, name, breed. So these are all the properties of the dog, okay, as well as it has some behavior. What are the behavior does a dog can have? Like wagging the tail, barking, eating, etc. Okay, so the characteristics of objects. So as I have told earlier, the object could have a state. State means its property. Okay, next one, object will have different behaviors. Okay, a specific behavior for the object. Next one, identity. Identity means the JVM identifies each object uniquely through its identity. Okay, so the classes and object. Here is the example for classes and object. Here I have declared a class with the name student. It has two properties. What are they? Int id and then string name. In the main method is the behavior. So methods are the behavior of this object. Okay, so the method contains inside the main method I am going to create object for this class. Okay, student S1. S1 is the reference to the object which is created in your heap memory, okay, is equal to new student of, here the object will get constructed. System.out.println s1.id. s1.id will print the id which we have declared here, okay. If we have stored any value within this variable, it will get displayed. Next one, system.out.println of s1.name. The name given in this field will get displayed here. Next one, see, I have told this earlier. A class can be instantiated. So, see here I have created one class, name student, okay. This student class will have many properties like name, mark 1, mark 2, mark 3, total, average. These are all the properties. It have what are the methods that can be used to access these properties, means total of and average of. These are the methods. These are using these properties to do some actions. So, this student class can be instantiated several times. That means from one class we can create more objects. For example, if we have made one design or one plan for a house, it is not we are not going to create only one object out of that plan. We can create more than one object. For example, we have made one plan for making a mobile phone, means it is not particularly for only one phone. From that design we can create more than one phones. Similarly, from this student class we are creating more than one objects. That is, this class has been used to create student 1, student 2, student 3, where the properties of each student will get varied. See here, this student name is John, whereas the student 2 name is Anu, student 3 name is Smith. So 3 different objects has been created from a single class. So the corresponding code has been given here. Class student, it has properties string data type, name property, and then integer data type mark 1, mark 2, mark 3, total, and then in double we are using average data type, okay. Inside the main method we have created 3 objects for this student class, S1, S2, S3. So we are printing the 3 names, name of the 3 objects here, okay. Next one, inheritance. So the basic concepts of object oriented programming has 4 basic concepts. The object oriented programming has 4 basic concepts. What are they? Inheritance, polymorphism, abstraction, and encapsulation. So we are going to see one by one here. Inheritance. Inheritance allows a class to inherit properties and behaviors from another class. So we are going to inherit the properties of the parent, the son, the child class going to inherit the properties of the parent class. This concept is called inheritance. Inherits properties like என்னென்ன properties inherit பண்ணோம்? Character, colors, eyes, etc. Okay, this enables code reusability and promotes a modular design. Inheritance in Java, there are 4 types of inheritance: single inheritance, multi-level inheritance, hierarchical inheritance, and multiple inheritance. What is single inheritance? Inheriting the property, அதாவது deriving a class from one base class is called single inheritance. There will be one child class and one base class. Example for single inheritance is class animal. See, here I have created one class called animal. It has a specific behavior called eat. So all the animals could eat. Void eat of system.out.println of eating. Eating will be printed in this method. Okay. Class dog, which extends the properties of animal. So a dog also animal which could eat. Apart from eating, it has its own specific implementation. What is it? Bark. So it has its own specific behavior, that is its specific implementation. So void bark of system.out.println of barking is get printed here. So I have created another class which contains the main method. Here I am going to create object for the child class. Through the child class we can access the base class also. Hence the object will be created only for the child class. Through this child class, say here d.barkoff, it will call the method defined inside the child class. Whereas d.eatof, it will call the method which is declared inside the base class. So next one is multi-level inheritance. What is multi-level inheritance? It is called chain of inheritance. We are deriving a class from a class which is already derived from another class. So class animal, it is the base class. Here I have created one method, void eat of. So eating is a common behavior for all the animals. Here I have printed system.out.println of eating. Class dog, this extends the animal class. Here dog is having its specific behavior called bark. Here I have printed system barking. I have printed barking. Next one, class baby dog. Baby dog is extended from the dog class. The baby dogs contains both the properties of animal class as well as the dog class. That is, the baby class could eat as well as it could bark. Apart from that, it is having its own property called weep. Okay, it is having its own method. It's having its own behavior called weep. Here I have printed weeping. Next I am creating one class which contains a main method. Here I have created object for the baby dog, because since I have told earlier, if we created the object for the child class, through this object we can access both the parent class properties. So by creating the object for the baby dog class, I have accessed the weep of function, weep of method as well as bark and eat method. The output is barking, eating and weeping. Next one, hierarchical inheritance. Hierarchical inheritance means deriving two or more classes from one base class. Here class B and C will get derived from class A. Here see, the example is I have declared one base class called animal. Here I have written a common behavior for the animal which is eat. Next one, class dog. It extended from the animal class which has its own specific implementation, bark off. The another class cat which is implemented from the animal class. Now the class dog and class cat both are implemented from a single parent class, animal class. So next one, it has its own, the cat class has its own specific implementation called mew. So I have printed mewing here. Class test inheritance 3, this is the class which could have the main method. In the main method, I have created object for one of the child class called cat. through this child class object, I can access only the behavior of the behavior which is given inside the cat class as well as inside the parent class called animal class. But I could not able to access the behavior of dog class. That's why while I am trying to access the bark of method, it will show compile time error. Next one, encapsulation. Encapsulation means binding or wrapping the code and data together into a single unit. See here all and you see here it is the example for encapsulation. We can consider a capsule. It is wrapped with different medicines. A Java class is a simple example of encapsulation. So it contains, this class will contains all the methods and variables, its properties, everything get encapsulated into the class. So encapsulation promotes data integrity and code maintainability. Next one is abstraction. What is abstraction? Abstraction is hiding the implementation details and exposing only the essential features of an object. See the example given in this picture. Here one man is taking money from the ATM machine. Within the ATM machine there are so many machines, circuits, everything present inside. Its implementation detail get hidden from the user. The user could know only how to take money from the ATM machine. That is only needed for the user. So he could only use the essential features of this object. Here the object is ATM machine. He could only use the essential feature of the object. He could not able to see the implementation details of the ATM machine, how it is working. That is not at all required for the user. There are two ways to achieve abstraction in Java. Through abstract class and through interfaces we could achieve abstraction. So abstract class means abstract class contains the abstract method. There are some rules for creating the abstract class. Abstract class must be declared with an abstract keyword. See here in the example I have created one class which is declared with the abstract keyword. Hence it is called abstract class. Abstract class must contains abstract method. Okay, it can have abstract method as well as the non-abstract method. The abstract method would not contain any details inside this method. Only the declaration of the method has been made here. The details, it could not be implemented here, rather it could be implemented in the derived class. Okay, in the child class which is deriving this class. Okay, this bike class is derived by the Honda 4 class. Here the implementation of this abstract method has been given. So void runoff, system.out.println of running safely. Okay, so it cannot be instantiated. Why it cannot be instantiated? Since we have not completed this method, we are only giving the declaration of this method. We are not providing the implementation here. So it is the incomplete one. So since it is the incomplete one, we cannot create object for this class. So this is the abstract class, and the class which is implementing all those details are called concrete class. See, the Honda 4 is the concrete class. So I could able to create object for this Honda 4 class only, but I can create reference for this abstract class. See here, for this abstract class bike, the reference obj has been made which referred to the object Honda 4. So obj.runoff, the control will pass to the void run of method. Like this we can create object for this class. It can have final methods. The abstract class can have final methods. Also it can have constructor and static methods also. Next one, polymorphism. Polymorphism is one task is performed in different ways. This is called polymorphism. For example, a person could speak. Speaking something means he can speak in any of the languages. We can use various languages like Tamil, Hindi, Malayalam, Telugu. Everything we can talk. Okay. So likewise, like the same, the man could say blah blah blah, whereas the duck could say quack, and dog says oof, and the cat says mew. The speaking is same, but it get implemented in different objects in different ways. This is called polymorphism. Polymorphism in Java can be implemented by two ways. They are method overloading and method overriding. So what is method overloading? Method overloading is a feature that allows the class to have more than one method having the same name, but with different argument list. Okay, see here I am having the class with the same name. I have more than one method, but their argument list get varied. Based on the argument list, we can define different types of overloading. The types of overloading in Java are based on the different in number of parameters, data type of parameters, and sequence of parameters. So see here the number of parameters. The method overloading with different number of parameters. The method used here is add, which contain two parameters here. The same method can have three parameters here. So this is the example for method overloading with changing number of arguments. Here I have declared one class called adder. To add the numbers, I have created this class. Static int addof is the method which contains two integer variables, two integer parameters, integer type parameters. Another method is static int addof. It contains three integer type parameters. Whereas while I am running this code, the adder dot addof method get called here by passing two integer variables. It will call the first method which is declared here. It will return the value 22. Whereas the second one, by passing three parameters, I have called the same method. It will call the method which is displayed the three parameters, which contains the three parameters. So it will call this method. Its output is 33. The another type of method overloading is using different types of parameters. Here also I have used the same method name add for both the methods, but they have different types of parameters. That is, its data type varies. So first method contains both the parameters as integer type, and the second method contains one parameter as integer type and another parameter as float type. The third type of method overloading is sequence of data type of parameters. That is, the sequence of data type get varied here. In the first method, the first parameter passed here is the data type of integer, and the second method is the float type. Whereas in the second method, the first parameter is float type and the second parameter is integer type. Here the sequence of the data type of parameters get varied. Next one is method overriding. Method overriding means if the subclass has same method as declared in the parent class, it is known as method overriding. See here, it is the parent class shape and it has three child classes, which is one class is square and one class is circle and one class is hexagon. The base class contain a method called draw of method, which get implemented in a specific way in different classes. For example, the draw of method in the square class is used to draw a square, and the draw of method in the circle class is used to draw a circle, and the draw of method in the hexagon class is used to draw a hexagon. In other words, if the subclass provides specific implementation of a method that has been declared by one of its parent class, it is known as method overriding. Here one example has been given. Before that, we need to see the rules of the Java method overriding. What is method overriding? Method should have same name in the parent class as well as in the child class, and it must have same parameter list also. It must be in a is a relationship. These are the rules for the method overriding. So I have declared one class called vehicle. Here the method given here is void runoff. It is used to display the message vehicle is running. Another class bike, this extends the vehicle class. Here the void runoff method get overridden by displaying the message my bike is running. Here the runoff method get overridden. In the base class it is written as vehicle is running, but in the child class we are going to display the message my bike is running. Here I have created the main method. In the main method I have created object for the child class. Then through the object I am going to access the runoff method. It will call the method which is declared in the child class. So it is displaying the message my bike is running. Next one, the difference between overloading and the overriding. So what is overloading? It involves defining multiple methods with the same name but different parameters. See here the multiple methods void funoff. The multiple methods have same name called void funoff, but their parameters are different. First method contains integer int a as its parameter. The second method contains int a and int b as its parameter, and the third method contains character a as its parameter. Whereas in method overriding, the same method with the same method name with the same parameter list have been declared in both the base class and the derived class, but specific implementation has been provided in this derived class. This is called method overriding. Thus we have focused on thus we have provided a comprehensive overview of object-oriented concepts in Java encompassing classes, objects, inheritance, polymorphism, encapsulation, abstractions and more. This is the embracing these concepts is crucial for building robust and maintainable Java application. Thank you. Ma'am.